What's happening, ladies and gentlemen? This is your Captain Murky Aviation here, and welcome to a new video. I know it's been a while, but I don't want to say too much, don't want to fill myself with so much excuses. Today I'm going to be unboxing a model that I've been wanting to get for a very long time, which is the Delta Airbus A350 in the 1/200 scale. So you guys can see it's all wrapped up in a cardboard box. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to use the knife. I'm going to find a place to somewhere slice this. There we go. Okay. All right. Alright, so I have to take over this part of the video as my nephew just covered the mic up. He didn't cover it completely. He didn't even know the mic was there. But, I had to just give you guys some more input on, the model itself. I got this from the aircraft model store, retailed at a price of 141 euros. 122 euros was from the model itself, and 19 euros was for the delivery. With the express delivery from DHL, it would cost over 40 euros, which is ridiculous amount of money. Do you get me? For a die-cast model, I mean, it is understandable, but yeah. As you guys can see, here is the box itself, removed out of the cardboard box as well. So, this is all taken out of all angles, and yeah. As you guys can see, here is the Gemini Jets 200 logo on the top left-hand side, the Delta logo, as well as the Sky Team logo. You also got the Delta Spirit colors, as this is just the Delta Spirit logo I got from the A350. I mean, the Delta Spirit Livery I got from the A350. So yeah, here's me just reading out all the details of this Delta Spirit logo, which is not necessary. You can see the clip art or the arts of the aircraft, as well as the aircraft name, the A350-900 from Airbus, the model number, as well as the item number. Then we move on to the back of the aircraft. Camera seems to be out of focus. So you got the top left-hand side, which is Gemini Jets logo, and then you get the as real as it gets. You get more details as well. Gemini Jets talking about how they make the best aircraft, the most realistic aircraft. And it's like, brother, you really do mess up on your 1/400 scale models, and it's like, Gemini Jets, you can't really put too much pride on yourselves without actually fixing the mistakes. I've seen it on Aviation 18's videos, and yeah, it didn't look nice. It didn't look nice for him. Yeah, it's a bit long for Gemini Jets, I'm not gonna lie to you. Got the social media handles, the Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, as well as its website. Then we move on to the top of the aircraft. You got your Gemini Jets 200 logo, as well as the item number, the scale number. You got a barcode as well. And then we move on to the bottom of the aircraft. You got the Gemini Jets 200 pretty much printed on the center. On the right side, you got the Gemini Jets 200 logo, as well as the clip art of the aircraft, the logo of the Airbus A350, as well as the item number and the scale model size as well. On the left-hand side, you got the same thing here as well. So now we're going to be opening the box of the aircraft now. All right, so it's a bit tricky with one hand. I let my nephew film this video for me because I couldn't do it with the tripod. I don't have a tripod with me. God damn, why is it not focusing properly? Okay, so here you have it here for today. Camera's a bit laggy. It's a bit of a bummer, but hey, look, whatever, man. You know what? I'm actually gonna close this part. 1 second. Okay. We start off with the polyester protection. What it looks like. Usually they have it on most die-cast models. They usually have it covered. And yeah, it's the moment that I've been waiting for. So let's do this. Oh, okay. So first off, we have the landing gear. I'm gonna put it in the gear down setting, but I can also put it in the gear up setting as well. So this is the gear doors, as you guys can see here, and this is the stand, typical metal stand that you see on most Gemini Jets aircrafts. And the moment that I've been waiting for, and we wanted to do, let's get it. So we got the plastic. Come close. Okay. Got the plastic and everything. Okay. Oh. It's hard. Oh, come on. Let's nudge it out. Nudge it nice. There it is. Honestly, I was expecting it to be heavy, but god damn, this looks absolutely stunning. Like, I won't even lie. This looks absolutely beautiful. Like, man, from so many sides, I'm not even gonna lie, I do love this model. Anyways, I'm going to set this model up and I'm going to give you more details about what the airline is all about. So yeah, just bear with me for a few. Alright, so here is the model right in front of me, which came out of the box. I had to hold this one for a month because of the fact that, I had to get a better camera, a phone with a better camera. The previous phone I had was a Samsung Galaxy M12, and typical Android phones just don't have the best camera. Well, I'm not going to say all Android phones. There are some Android phones that don't have the best camera, but the M12 just doesn't have any macro shots, so I can take, when I pan it close up. So I was like, you know what, let me just wait to have enough money to get a new phone, which is the iPhone 14, which is currently recording as we speak. So yeah, this model, I really need to get this video done by actually reviewing the model and just talking briefly about this aircraft and the operations that Delta uses with this A350 as well. So without further ado, I don't want to waste too much of our time. Let's just get straight into looking at the details, the smaller details of this model, shall we? Okay, so starting off at the front of the aircraft, we got the cockpit windows, and surrounding it we got the mask, which is most common on all A350s. It's pretty much on all A350s, especially when it's delivered to airlines that want the Airbus A350. Yeah, you'd see it on other aircrafts like the Airbus A330neo family and the Airbus A320 neo family as well. Below it, you got the side slip indicator, and basically what the side slip indicator does, it corrects the correct execution of a turn when the aircraft is banking. Yeah, you'd see on older A350s as well as the Airbus A380. Not all A350s have it. Murky Aviation, the future Murky Aviation, will explain why the Airbus why almost all A350s have the side slip indicators on them. Onto the nose of the aircraft, we got the radomes. I think this pretty much detects the weather. On the side of the aircraft, you got the angle of attack vanes, more of the pitot tubes, and then you got the static ports below the A350 cockpit windows, as well as that beside it you got the Delta Spirit logo, as well as more information down below. I don't want to read it out because I'm not trying to make this video long, but I don't know. I don't know the purpose of this Delta Spirit logo. I do know that the 777-200 LR, which was their former Delta aircraft, they used to have it on. They used to have the Delta Spirit logo on it as well. Above it, you also have the SkyTeam logo, which represents the airline being part of the SkyTeam Alliance, and also was one of the founders of the SkyTeam Alliance with Air France, Aeromexico, and Korean Air. And beside the SkyTeam logo, you got the L1 door, Beside that, you got the awards. It's very hard to see. But yeah, I mean, Delta is the most awarded airline, you know, in terms of reviews and other things as well. You got the Delta logo, you know, the Delta spellings colored in, well, the Delta typeface colored in navy blue, and beside the Delta typeface, you got the symbol of the Delta logo as well, colored in shades of red. Below the Delta logo, you got the passenger windows, which stream from L1 to L2. From L2, you got more of the passenger windows streaming from L2 to L3, which is pretty much over the wing. It flows over the wing as well. We head back and we also have the beacon lights, and I don't even know what that bulge is in the middle, but I do know the other one on the right, you also have the antenna. Yeah, the antenna. I don't know what this bulge is. Again, like I said, maybe this is the Wi-Fi box. I'm not entirely sure. So moving on towards the wing, we got the landing lights as well as the leading edge slats. You got more on the outside flowing towards the winglet of the aircraft, as well as the nav lights as well. You got the Rolls-Royce Trent XWB engines. And when we get onto the winglets, we got the older winglet design. You would see it on older A350 aircrafts. The newer ones have the sharper sharklets as well. You know, future Murky Aviation, if you want to do the explaining, go ahead and do so. Now, the reason why you would see some A350s with taller winglets and the absence of 3 pitot tubes, which are the SSAs or the side slip indicator or the side slip angle, whatever you call it, is first off, Airbus back in 2017 made this program called the PIP, or the Performance Improvement Package, and as you can tell by the title, the reason why they would do that is because they wanted to make some improvements on performance with the Airbus A350. And by doing that, they would have to increase the winglet or the winglet height. Well, within the package, they would have to increase the winglet height of the winglet of the aircraft to increase the range of the aircraft to 100 nautical miles on the 350-900 and on the 350-1000, 140 nautical miles. I mean, I don't even know if I've seen an A350-1000 with the taller winglets. Maybe on Qantas flights to Sydney, from Sydney to London, you would see sorry, excuse me. You would see the changes on the 350-1000 winglets. As well as that, they would increase the range from 7,500 nautical miles to close to 8,000 nautical miles, specifically 8,100 nautical miles. Extend the maximum takeoff weight to 280 tons, as well as increasing the fuel capacity from 141,000 liters to 165 liters for a flight up to 9,700 nautical miles, which you would see on the Singapore Airbus A350 ULR flight from Singapore to either New York JFK or Newark Liberty. As well as that, on Airbus's earlier A350s like the Delta, Qatar, Singapore Finnair, the reason why they would have those, 3 pitot tubes, the side slip angles, is because they needed to cross-check the calculation of the side slip angle. And having gathered all the intel for the side slip angle from the ADIRS, or the Air Data Inertial Reference System, it was best for them to remove the feature from the Airbus A350s in order to increase the weights, reduce the rates, oh my god, I am so bad at speaking English. In order to reduce the weight and increase the maintenance.
Are you dumb?
A donut! You're so stupid! You're so stupid! You're stupid!
In order to reduce the weight and maintenance of aircraft costs. Well, maintenance costs, you idiot. Anyways, past Murky, I'll hand this over back to you. Sorry for my inconvenience. Within the older winglets, you got the Delta logo, the Delta symbol colored in shades of red, as well as the background colored in navy blue. Behind the wing, you got the ailerons, as well as the spoilers and the leading edge flaps, the trailing edge flaps and the flap track fairings. So we continue on from the L3 door. On top, we got the antenna, the second antenna, and then between the L3 doors and the L4 door, you got the last few passenger windows, as well as on the last 6 passenger windows. On above it, you got the US flag, as well as the registration of November 502 Delta November. This is the same registration you would see on the Mad Dog, the MD-90 as well. On top of it, you got the Wi-Fi box, which is pretty much obvious to me to know that this is a Wi-Fi box. I don't know about, maybe this one is also part of the Wi-Fi box as well, but I do know this one is definitely a Wi-Fi box as well. Beside the Wi-Fi box, you got the antenna. So on the empennage of the aircraft, or the tail section of the aircraft, we got the vertical stabilizers, or the tail fin of the aircraft. You got the design of the Delta symbol colored in shades of red and the background colored in navy blue. You got the aircraft number, which is 3502. You got the rudder, which does the yaw action. As well as that, we got the horizontal stabilizers, as well as the elevators, which does the pitch action. We also got a little more detail on the that little gray dot, as you guys can see there, the gray dots. This illuminates, this is pretty much a light that illuminates the aircraft tail. From the back, you also have the APU bum. See this little outline there? You can tell this one is closed, but when it's open, you can easily tell when the doors, because you could tell, like, when the doors are open, that's when you know the APU doors, that's when you know the APU is on. All right, so here you get the same thing for this side, the same doors, the same windows, the same antenna, the wings and everything, but the only difference you're going to be seeing is the hold of the aircraft, the cargo hold. So we put my camera to the cargo hold, and here is what you would see on this aircraft as well. You got the cargo doors, as well as the doors to control those cargo doors as well, the cargo of the aircraft. So on the bottom you have you pretty much open the hatch, and basically all you need to do is just open the cargo doors. And then on the top you also have another hatch. This is only for high loaders, so anyone who's working on the ramp and is doing high loaders. You open this hatch, and you basically, I think there's like a joystick or something, and all you have to do is just control the door, control the cargo bins, control the movement of the cargo bins as well. You got the same thing on this side as well. Open the door, control the cargo bins, control the movement of the cargo bins as well. The other side, you got the bulk of the aircraft, where you can just put in extra baggage, buggies, put a dead body in there. You can even put your mama in there, you know what I'm saying? You can also put in blankets, sheets, which is pretty much most common on Delta flights as well. I remember doing it at the ramp, doing Delta flights at the ramp, and normally, you know, we would either offload and load these these bed sheets as well. They're either the last ones to be offloaded or the last ones to be loaded as well. Thing I forgot to mention about this aircraft is the fact that this aircraft also has these static ports. So one for the captain, one for the first officer, and the third one for the second officer as well. All right, so in this video, I'm going to be talking more of Delta's Airbus A350, along with the routes that it currently operates and previously operated as well. Whilst I do that, I'm also going to be showing you more footage that I have with this aircraft in real life while I was recording airside at the airport as well. You know, Delta Airlines, you know, has previously switched aircraft on the 10th of April from Atlanta to Dublin, and left from Dublin to Atlanta as well. So yeah, here are just a couple of pictures that I have with the aircraft as well. So yeah, the first A350 arrived on the 6th of August 2017, and their first A350 was registered as November 501 Delta November. It was the same aircraft to have its first inaugural flight on the 30th of October from Detroit to Tokyo Narita Airport as well. This aircraft was used to replace the Boeing 747-400s and the Boeing 777-200s, which are the 200 extended range and the 200 long range. So when it comes to the routes from Detroit Metropolitan, you know, Delta used to fly from Tokyo Narita and now switched to Tokyo Haneda Airport. I was looking everywhere to see if Delta is currently flying to Tokyo Narita Airport, and I couldn't find them.
Nope. Nope.
As well as that, it also flies to Seoul Incheon, Beijing Capital, Shanghai Pudong, and Amsterdam Schiphol. Domestically, it would fly to Honolulu, Las Vegas, Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson, Los Angeles, and Minneapolis St. Paul. From Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson, it would fly domestically to Detroit Metropolitan, Minneapolis, Seattle, Los Angeles, Honolulu, and Las Vegas, and internationally it would fly to Seoul Incheon, Tokyo Haneda, Amsterdam, Rome, Paris, Santiago, Lima, Joburg, Cape Town, Tel Aviv, and last but not least, Dublin. You got me? Come on. I had to put that in there because I literally couldn't find the video on YouTube. I was searching everywhere and pretty much it was gone. I don't even know where it is. Maybe I wasn't looking hard enough. I don't know. I had to put my twist into it. Leave me alone, okay? So from Minneapolis, St. Paul, it would fly internationally to Seoul, Incheon, and Tokyo Haneda. And domestically, it would fly to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson, Las Vegas, and Detroit Metropolitan. So from Las Vegas, it would fly, well, domestically, it would fly to Seoul Incheon. It would fly to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson, Detroit Metropolitan, and Minneapolis St. Paul. And internationally, it would fly to Seoul Incheon Airport. This is the only routes that would fly out of Las Vegas Airport. I've actually seen it on Flight Radar 24, even searched it up myself. I was, expecting to see a Korean Air 777-300ER fly to Seoul Incheon from Las Vegas, but then I saw Delta's A350 flying to Seoul Incheon. Weirdly enough, I was like, yo, how did this happen? Do you get what I'm saying? And last but not least, from Los Angeles International Airport, it would fly to Atlanta Hartsfield Jackson, Minneapolis St. Paul, and Detroit Metropolitan Airport domestically. And internationally, it would fly to Sydney Kingsford Airport, as well as Auckland, which will soon start on the 28th of October of this year. It did used to fly to Shanghai Pudong, but I don't even know where it is. They've discontinued the route. Even if I search it up on Flight Radar 24, it will not show up in my face. So there really is no point. Do you get me? But yeah, that's it from the review of the model itself, as well as the video. I want you guys to Ryanair slam that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, as well as like the video. I haven't been on YouTube for a while. I know I'm not even gonna lie. There's not gonna be much people who are gonna be liking this video anyway. But yeah, I need to start making more content at this point because, I haven't been on YouTube for the past 6 months. I had an iPhone 11 and it was gone. So now I have the iPhone 14 Pro and I don't think there is any excuse for me to upload more content on this channel. So yeah, again, subscribe to the YouTube channel. I'm going to be making more content as well. Infinite Flight Realistic is going to be coming up soon. There's going to be more of these videos coming up soon. I got some more plane spotting footage, that I've taken a picture of just a couple of weeks ago. So yeah, this is going to be exciting for me to actually at least, vomit a lot of content out as well. As well as that, follow me on Instagram, Murky Aviation YT, for some BTS stuff that I do on a day-to-day basis. Honestly, I don't really post much on Instagram, but just follow the gram anyway. I hope you guys enjoy, and yeah, take care, and in a bit.